I've got an idea. Welcome back to Scout Lab. This thinks it's a bicycle wheel. Actually, it thinks it's a discarded bicycle wheel, when in actual fact it is a super light, high-tech, folding Bushcraft Bucksaw that will never corrode. It just doesn't know that yet. A couple of things like I say I'm going to have to avoid here. There is a seam. You can see that. I believe this is stainless steel, believe it or not. It's either that or it's an alloy. Whatever it is, it's very strong for its weight, because of the job it has to do, of course. And of course the extrusion shape makes it very strong too. So I think I can use this to do my project. And here is a bucksaw blade I got from the local hardware. This one is, I think, a 20-inch blade. So I'm going to do a little bit of fooling around, measure things out, eyeball things. There's also some damage on the wheel, which is why it was thrown out. So you can see that it's definitely no longer through its buckle, so I'm going to have to avoid the buckle, avoid the damage and avoid the seam, and see what I can get out of it. I'll be right back with you. I'm thinking the maximum length, because I want to stow the saw on the frame, the extra blade, I'm going to store the blade on the frame. That's the maximum length it can be, so that's why I'm measuring it out. Draw something on the workbench here, so I can get an idea of what it's, the rough shape of what it's going to look like when I'm done. You can see that that matches that. So I'm thinking that's something like what the finished product's going to look like. Not quite, actually, it's going to be a little bit bigger than that, but you get the idea there. And by putting the short piece on with the fulcrum here, because this section is about twice as long as this section, this lever should give me about 2-to-1 advantage on that. So now I'm going to cut up the wheel and see what I can do. Saving a couple of these, I've got an idea for them later. Feels good. Well, I've fooled around with things a few different ways here. Changed my mind a couple of times, but here's what I've got so far. Originally I was going to have this section round this way, and I may do an experiment with that yet, but so far this is the kind of shape that I've got. I'm going to put a radius on this corner here and then pinch it together so that it fits inside the other extrusion, and then it will pivot on that, hopefully. So let's see what happens next. So after a bit of trial and error and a lot of fooling around, this is what I've got. Light as a feather. This end here is used as a lever to load it up to put the catch on, which is made out of a spoke, one of the spokes out of the wheels. It loads up the tension, fiddled about a bit so that this pinch the end in on the bow so that it fits within the extrusion on the lever, and there it is. And you can see it's got a decent throat on it. That's probably, I reckon that's 8 inches. So you can probably handle, I don't know, out of travel you probably handle something like a 12-inch log anyway. 12 or 14 perhaps. And now I'm going to fold it up and see what it looks like. Field test of the budget bicycle bow saw. That's what it looks like, folded away. You can see the blade is stored in the back there. There's room for 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 blades in the back. So there's a saw. And we've got the right one here, and I think it's that one. That loads through there. There it is. Now we've got to find something to cut. Wow.
Oh, that's really hot.
So there it is, the end of the budget Bushcraft bicycle wheel Bucksaw. And if you enjoyed what you saw, get it. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video. Please leave a comment, like the comments. What do you think? Drawbacks, pros, cons, etc. I know that there's at least 3 ways that I can think of doing the same thing. Let me hear what you got to say. Bye.